have a fabulous guest, my good friend Stacey. She is a fabulous nurse.
I wasn't about to come around you. I was not about to come around you. Not looking like unmedicated yet put together.
Like Grippy Sock Committee.
This is,
This fabulous. I mean, she wakes up like this, obviously. Duh.
I wish.
It's giving wags.
Thank you. I did. I'm giving sleepy wag off the jet.
Straight off the jet. Came to grace us with her presence so we can talk to the people.
Yes.
You know, girl talk, nurse talk. Specifically,
real shit.
What we do as nurses, as nurse injectors, as a business owner of Glam Studios. And people look at our pages and be like, that's cute. How can I do that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They take the beauty industry as like, oh, that's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fucking work. It's ugly in the background. Oh. That's the part they don't see. The background is very ugly.
Yeah. Ugly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what you see is beautiful. And that's why, that's the allure. That's why people want to do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But speaking for myself personally, I don't think that I would be a good nurse injector today if I wasn't already a good ER nurse from the past.
Agreed. 100%.
Taught me how to talk to people, taught me how to deal with different people from different backgrounds, talking to physicians, talking to and you and I both started in the hospital before we were nurses.
Right.
So we saw different things. She was a tech in the ER. I did registration in the ER, and then I went to unit clerk. So we see different sides of the hospital even before we became nurses, and then we became nurses, and then we became injectors.
Right.
It did not happen overnight.
Right.
We didn't go to school for it.
School.
No, there ain't no injector school. Boo-boo.
Right.
And if it was, it'd be very expensive.
I mean, I think they have them, but I wouldn't recommend it.
It's the training, right? That are offered by
weekend training, become a master injector.
I went to one. I was in a hotel in Queens, and I don't
because you don't know what you don't know either.
Back then, there wasn't all of this going on. It was very light on like the internet, social media, or whatever.
Because you've been an injector for how long
now about 8 years I've been at my place. Although, you know what? Scratch that, because I've been there 8 years, but he didn't let me inject a face for almost 2. So injecting for closer to 6. Okay. He brought me in and made me do it all myself. There was no like, oh, let me send you to this meeting, let me send you this. It's like people don't realize you're coming from a hospital setting where you need to be comfortable doing all this stuff. And I just so happened to find myself in a really good position out of nowhere. But when that happened, he saw on my resume that weekend course. All I did was just like taking a stab, and I went to this class. Obviously, it was ratchet, but it was like whatever. I don't know nothing, so I'm
you
just
don't know what
get
you don't
this.
know. This looks like it's the right thing to do.
And if it's helpful towards the future, I wasn't ready to go back into aesthetics yet. I loved the ER, but at that time, it was like, let me just like see. And you know who I asked? Nobody. I didn't ask anybody. No. I went on Google and just started searching, and it's like I just did, and I just went off and did it. And then it came, like, actually a nurse in the ER at Tarsdale was looking on Indeed one day. I feel like all nurses do.
We are at work looking for work.
See what else is out there. And she saw my office had an ad, and she was like, why don't you send your resume? And I was actually like, I'm not ready yet. Like, I love the ER. I'll get back in at some point. And she convinced me, and I just did. And that was like the first interview. And that was it. And he said, I hired you not because of that class on there. He said, the class is shit. It's trash. Nobody cares about it. I hired you because I like that you have ER and you left bartending and waitressing on your nursing resume.
Absolutely.
And he said, you know what that lets me know? You're comfortable around anybody. You could talk to anybody. You're not going to take stuff from nobody. And that was it.
Yes.
And
like
then the rest comes.
Resume shows your character.
Right. It's like, and I thought about that before I was, going into nursing and stuff. And I was like, well, I bartended and waitress for a million years. That's part of it. And that's it. So still to this day, I wouldn't remove it. It's like, that's a big part of, and a big skill set, I think, at least in my mind. Like,
that's huge. Yeah.
No, absolutely. So I'm going to recap that, which is, even before, because you didn't say this, but you were a licensed esthetician, or
so I went to hair school for I did full cosmetology when I was 19.
Okay.
Don't ask about the next 5 years I spent doing mortgages. And then I went back just for the aesthetics program, took my boards, and then started working in a salon, and then at a cosmetic laser center, and then went to nursing school.
Got you. Years in the making to where you are now.
Yes.
Versus 18, 19, 20-year-olds who are in our DMs who are like, I want to go to nursing school because I want to do what you're doing. Great. However, that should not be the reason you're going to nursing school, number one. Number two, you need to get some hospital experience under your belt because this is real cute, right? But let's say we're living in a pandemic and they close all these cute places down. You'll be back at the hospital.
Happened to me. I was back at night shift full time.
Like, as much as we might have to cry, kick, scream because we don't want to do it, but it's an option. And the bills got to get fucking paid.
And you have the skill to be able to do it.
Yeah, luckily we have like something behind us where you can kind of take any avenue that you want and still know that you can support yourself.
That's the beauty of having a nursing degree is that you can really do whatever the hell you want. Like, you can really do so much. So going into it only wanting to do one thing, red flag. And there's nothing personal about it.
I'm wanting to do something that just seems so
it's pretty.
Fun and like glamorous and ooh, you make money. I see like, you know, the girls you see, Injector, there's bags involved and fashion involved and there's parties involved.
You think about your top injectors and you could probably name the car that they drive and the bag that they wear and all that, and it looks beautiful.
But it's like you ain't coming out doing that. No. You gotta like start from the bottom, work up. And that shouldn't, like, if that's your ultimate goal, like, great, kind of down there. But if you ain't going to be a dog about it and just DM, what do I do? How do I do? Do? No. Find out, make contacts, send your shit everywhere. Figure it out. Like,
literally figure it out.
Like,
and when you ask questions, ask intelligent questions.
And please don't call our job a side hustle. What can I do to get a side gig?
It's not a side hustle.
No. Certainly not a side hustle.
It's not cute. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of knowledge that you need to have. And it's disrespectful when you call it a side hustle.
And I think what they're seeing is, like you said, the clothes, the fashion, the lifestyle that comes from it.
A day in the life.
Right.
The
dinner.
Right. If they were to go in, and I'm not saying you clock in, right? But when we get in, we have to deal with a patient or a client, and we have to deal with an issue or a potential pain or something that they may have gotten from something that you did or side effects. They don't see that. The knowledge that comes from how to handle that situation, and then the next person who may be late or the next person who may be a no-show, and everything that you have to go through in order to have the lifestyle.
They don't get it. They don't
see the patient that leaves with like a weird looking bruise that you're like, up all night. You're like, is this an occlusion? Is this what does it finally happen? Did it finally happen? It's like you don't, you know, and you're like, did I put a little too much there? Did I put, you know, and like.
And even when you do your best, if they have a different expectation, whatever, anything can happen.
And the best hands. Any complication can happen, and if nothing ever happened to you,
you haven't been injecting
long enough. You're probably ain't that busy. Right.
Because that's what I've heard. If you have not had a complication, you haven't been injecting long enough.
Right.
Or you're not busy enough. Right. Like, is it because nobody is perfect?
No surgeon has had zero complications. I'm sure no specialist, nobody. It doesn't exist where humans.
They don't get highlighted on Instagram.
Right.
like the great before and afters. Those don't get highlighted. So they don't see that. But what would you do? What would you do in the middle of the night if somebody called you and they're like, this bruise is spreading or I feel tingly or whatever? You have no knowledge to go off of from anything before. Right. Because this was your first job.
I send a client home, patient, client. It's always that weird crossover. But I did like nasal tip and upper eyelid for, she had like a orbital floor fracture. Okay. So she had a couple issues after, and then the guy who did her surgery referred her up to us. And I don't know if you get into doing noses or if you're interested in doing noses, but you hold your breath a little bit, no matter how many times
I know enough to know that I don't want to.
Yeah. There's some things, I'm grateful. I trained under like an ophthalmologist first, who then went into facial plastics. So very comfortable around those areas and tedious work.
That would probably be the only way I would do it.
So, yeah. But I remember I sat there with her in the mirror and I was like, this is what capillary refill is. This is what this looks like. This is the difference, the color between gray and dusky. There's a difference between sore and like pain. And do you think like for the next couple of days I wasn't at home thinking like,
stressed
I hope she would call me if something didn't
like
seem
should I call her and make sure I check in, or is she gonna call me? Like that, like
she was super happy after the appointment. I was like, all right, I could breathe again, but then it doesn't take away that part, right? It's like you're at home worried like something could really happen, and if you're trying to come out of nursing school and immediately you just like shadow somebody and whatever, like do you feel comfortable around like a medical urgent or emergent situation when patients
think about your first shift in the ER, like, as an ER nurse. Think about your first ER shift. And we were exposed to it. And I still was like
exposure, right? And you're like, when that's your patient or your name's next to trauma A on the board, and something real juicy comes in, it's like, and then you get in the room and you're like, all right, this is my shit show.
This is my show, and it's not. The pressure is very, very different.
Swim. It is what it is. Like not everybody's built for it. Not everybody's built for this.
Not at all. Not at all. Like them highs are highs, but them lows, them lows, baby, are lows.
Those dropped eyelids are lows.
You're like, so sorry, boo.
And I was like, weird eyebrow. I'm like, please call me. Don't
for real. Because then it's like they don't. Those are the people that never follow up with you. Don't come up to their follow up appointment. But there's a fucking TikTok about it. Why you didn't call me and tell me?
Luckily, I have more patients that will just come in and be like, yeah, I felt like something was a little weird in my brow last time. I'm like, please, I
don't wait. Just let me know.
Because I don't want you out in the world with that eyebrow either.
Girl, you my billboard.
I touched it. It's half mine. I don't want it out there either.
Because they're going to ask you who did that to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There was a clip of Simone Biles that was on the Shade Room. She was talking about Botox and how she would never do it again because one of her eyebrows was too high or whatever the situation was. And I'm like, see, I just feel like that could have been cleared up if you would have just went to your 2-week follow-up and talked to your injector. I was like, it's actually a little fix there for that, after that 2-week mark. Right. But she probably didn't do any of those things and then hit the internet. So it's just like...
Oh, man, that's salty for her injector. I know, like, shit.
I was like, come on.
Yeah.
So... it sucks, but when you do have those, when you have a good relationship with your clients, the call, the text comes to you. Hey, does this feel good? Is this okay? Right. Like you just gotta always let them know
as long
that
as
you
I know
can
it's
call
a stable patient, I give them my cell phone number.
Right. Yes.
That boundaries can be respected, which luckily most times they can, but you got to be sure. But you trust that they'll call. You hope that they call. It's like even if you don't want to schedule that follow up, like. Just let me know. I'm happy to do it.
Yep. Just let me know.
And then it comes to girls, are you comfortable handling complications? If you just got in, like, jumping out the gate, hair cuttery style, no shadowing, no assistance, like, just going into a mill. What happens if... Do you know what to do? With like a lidptosis versus browptosis, do you know what that means? Right. So it's
you know what muscles are involved. Like it's just If you, I'm like when I was talking to someone, a nursing student who was like, "Oh my god, I want to do what you do." I was like, "Okay, princess." I'm like,
like that.
Because she was doing something like her anatomy like overview, and I was like, I'm looking at her notes, and I was like, yeah. I taught myself the anatomy that I know now.
Exactly.
Because nobody teaches you. We're not in school for that. We're not. That's not what we're doing.
You're getting the basics.
You're getting like, this is the skull. This is the muscle. This is your fucking eye socket.
Yeah.
Like the intricacies of the face are not discussed until you need to get there. And like we said, there is no school. So I spent several $100s buying anatomy books, money every month on Patreon accounts. Like it's expensive. I'm fortunate to be in a med spa that offers me apprenticeship with a person that's been doing this for 5+ years, that's trusted.
Oh, that's bad.
Like it's but that is very rare.
It is rare. And people don't understand. It's like there's a little bit of luck involved.
Yeah.
A little bit of kind of who you know sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like, I hustled, but it was a little happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And you making it happen.
Being resourceful.
Absolutely.
I'll say it the other way. I won't say it the negative way. I love a resourceful person.
Absolutely.
Figure it out.
Look,
not just
figured
asking.
out how to say that. I like that.
Not just asking I hate an unresourceful ass bitch.
Yeah.
But no, like figure it out. Talk to people, but
because you know the people that are just asking, and like you are not going to execute any of this. You're actually wasting my time.
Exactly.
I could be mindlessly scrolling instead
not
of
even that.
talking
Sometimes
to you.
I don't mind to. And when I have the time, we talk all day. We got to be on all day. Sometimes you get those messages and you're just like, I don't feel like talking about work. Yes, it's what I love to do. Yes, I love it. I think it's fun. But like, yeah, it's also my job.
You're also a regular person.
Interaction. Yeah, I don't feel like talking about that at every interaction. I don't feel like coming home to messages and then being like, let me type out the version of how I got started. You know, it's like, oh, God.
I just don't. Yeah, no.
And like, it's hard. Send your resume everywhere. It's competitive.
Yeah, because people ask me all the time, and I've been telling people, I'm like, honestly, I just got lucky. Like
that's how I feel. I feel bad. I'm like, I don't know. I sent my resume one place,
I'm also a hustler. Like I also was working.
Right.
You know, you got into a job that makes sense, and it gave you a better opportunity.
Don't you feel like though sometimes like certain kind of people know how to, I don't know, like set themselves up towards that way? Like I feel like we came up through the hospital together. Through clerk, tech, nurse, and it's like every single thing that we said we wanted to do. For me, it started with like, I'm going to go to nursing school and I'm going to pass. To me, that was in of itself
start there
impossible.
Yeah,
and then it was like, I'm going to work in the ER. I love being in the ER, even though I was the worst unit clerk. You can attest to that.
You were not both
in the hospital.
Where's Stacey?
Got fired.
Where's Mel?
Where was I in a room observing where I had no business being?
Exactly.
And then it was like, you know, I know that eventually I'll get into aesthetics, and something, I swear, just the shit fell into my lap. And
I think we also believe it. It's like when you already know.
I always told myself from the gate, I knew that this was where I was ended back up, but I did want to put my time in the ER. I do still love the ER. I would still go per diem back to the ER. To me, that's not like a...
It's not
nightmare.
like a step down
or
it's not
like... a nightmare to me. I truly enjoy the ER. I always did. I run towards like the blood and the chaos, so that's not...
I miss it.
I miss it.
Yes, honestly, I say that all the time. I'm like, I miss the rush, the adrenaline, the relationships with with coworkers. It's just different. It was a whole little family. Yeah. The 3 monkey trips at 7 a.m. for kegs and eggs. Like it's just
like
another.
That camaraderie is done. It's like a different kind of family.
Absolutely.
Feel, and when shit really hits the fan, like you know, all hands are on deck. You know who your people are. So it's just different, and I know who my people are in my office. I'm lucky that I have an office where we get along, and it's like tight. And I don't think I could thrive in a place that wasn't like that. I wouldn't. You'd
be like, fuck this, I'm out. One thing about Stacey, if she's there, she's happy because she ain't going to do nothing that's not going to make her happy.
That is very true.
So I'm like, you've been there longer. I know that makes you happy. And even when I first got my toe into this industry, you were one of the first people that I reached out to. And I felt like I asked educated questions.
You did. And you absolutely did.
And I also wasn't a 1,000 question person. It was like, hey, what do you recommend? Tell me the difference between maybe this injector and this course. Okay, cool. I'm going to take it from there.
But also, I already knew you. And you were a worker like I was a worker. We were working in the ER while we were doing other shit.
We've never only done like
while
one
we're going
thing.
To school, while I was full-time, like still nursing school, ER, bartending, waitressing, all at the same time, 16, 17-hour days. And it was hell, but it's like, this is what I need to get there. And I didn't even start it till I was like 27. I was like a late school bloomer, but I was like, this is what I'm going to do.
I'm like, I graduated nursing school at 25, and I felt old because everybody that I was there was
like 31, and I was like, ooh.
Everybody in class was 18, 19. I was like, we can't even go to a fucking bar together.
Yeah, like, you know what? They're the most useful. Shout out to all my little teeny boppers from my class. They had highlighters, they had labels, they had binders. I was like, I need to go towards the girls who have school supplies,
their shit together.
They know when shit's due. They know how to study better.
The girls with the syllabus in the front of the binder.
Yes, I want the graduates. I want the girls with like
she's
color
organized.
Shit,
she's ready to go.
I'm just sitting in the front, like, what? Can you repeat that?
No, literally, like, so I think about nursing school all the time, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know how
did I get through that?
I don't know.
Like, Monday through Friday, and then go into they literally, I transferred from Torresville to Frankfurt to be a unit clerk, and shout out to my nurse manager at the time. They created a schedule that worked with my nursing school. Like, there was a shift that didn't exist, and it was like, I think they changed the 3 to 11 to 5P to 1A so that I can get there in time and still have my 8 hours. Like, again.
As it should be for somebody who's
very lucky. I feel like I'm lucky, but I say
we're lucky because we work.
Because we work. Right. So people see that.
We weren't lucky because we sat home. We're like, I wish.
Right. We didn't like manifest.
We did horrible hours for years, and then it's like
there's several pictures of me taking a nap at the nursing station, like with my school scrubs. Like,
there's pictures of me just like threading everyone's eyebrows and like snacking next to a pile of textbooks.
It's like those are the things that they want to skip.
Right.
So you can't skip that.
No.
It's a part of the process.
You gotta put your hands in some shit. I'm sorry, but you just do.
It's a part of the process. There's the answer to how do you become a nurse injector with no experience is that you don't.
Right, you work, and it's hard. It comes, then it's like, okay, how does anybody ever get a position in something if they say you have to have experience? Who will ever give you experience? So I understand that part of it can be scary.
Absolutely.
But there's also like, are you out there dogging people to shadow? Are you willing to take money out of your pocket to be like, I'm going to go to this hands-on experience. I'm going to go to this lab.
The shadowing and the classes are expensive. You're you expect to pay about $1,000 when you go to shadow somebody for the day. That's the rate.
I paid $1,700 for my little Bobo Queens hotel class, and it got me nothing but like made fun of.
Literally.
I let me know that I was trash.
I was like, I didn't even, because there was something about reading the description that I was just like, I know me, and I know I'm going to have more questions. And I never found something that came with like, I was like, I need like a mentor. I don't want to do this alone. I've never been I'm like, I'll do a lot of shit on my own. This is one of those things that I was like, this is not for me to do on my own. I need a partner. I need a mentor. I need a person that's been doing this that I can bounce off of. So when I was looking at a school, I was like, I don't want to take this Botox class. That's not going to make me ready. It's going to go over everything I've already pretty much taught myself in these books. So I took a chemical peel dermaplaning course just so I was like, let me just do something.
Get your toe in something.
Let me
it don't
do
matter.
something.
That's a step.
And I'm like, okay, did that, practice that. And also solidified that if I would have used it, and it cost the same as the Botox, it was the same $1,500 class. I was like, well, at least, I'll do this. But I'm like, I have it. I got a binder. I can't call nobody to say, hey, can we talk about these agents, or can we talk about where do you order this from? I don't have. That's it. They got my money. I got the little binder, and I'm on my own. That's it. And I was like, okay, so I definitely, to be an injector the way I want to do it, I need a mentor.
And that speaks to your dedicate, like that you wanted to do it right.
This is, I'm not playing nobody's face.
Like,
literally,
right? It's like a hairstylist not assisting in a salon underneath a master, and as much as that blows, and as much as you make less money for nobody wants to like eat shit or do the bottom part. Right. It's like, do you want to be the girl at the hair cuttery, or like do you want to be the girl at like Pelegi on the square? Because you put the work in. That's why your work looks different.
Absolutely.
Like it's just like what an injector's like, all right, should I just go to Ideal Image and like get on this Groupon shit? Like yeah, I guess you could if you were like, I guess you could. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? There might be some of the best injectors there. I don't know. I can't speak from personal experience. I just mean it in the way of putting seriousness and time into doing it shows that commitment. We're not playing dress up. It is important to us if you just no call, no show your appointment.
Absolutely.
We're not playing like makeup all day. No. It's this is our job. This is how we make money. Like,
there was a TikTok of a Philly influencer who shall remain nameless that was going off about, I'm not paying no deposit. If I see a deposit is required, I'm not coming. So I was like, well, I have time today. So no deposit, you don't come. Let me explain something to you. This is not an hourly job. I don't get paid whether I do my job or not. I get paid if there's a body in the chair. And if your ass is in the chair, I don't get paid. Right. Mm-hmm. Why would I leave the house to go into a place to work if I don't know if anybody's coming in today because nobody paid their deposit to come in? I could work another job that is hourly at that time. Like, I'm still a hustler. I'm still not going to waste my day sitting somewhere because nobody wanted to pay a deposit. Okay, well, I'm going to the other job. Like, that's just what it is. We're not sitting here and it's just like, okay, well, I'm just going to get paid regardless.
Yeah, they don't understand that.
You want to get paid regardless? Stay at the hospital.
If you went to work and your boss said you're not getting paid today,
how would that
and
work?
you showed up,
right?
You're not getting paid
today.
Not getting
paid today.
Right? That's the same thing as you requiring a deposit to ensure that person is coming. Just like, I'm going to quote somebody, and you guys don't know who it is. Everybody want to be famous. Don't nobody want to put the work in. So they all want that end game, but we're not afforded the same luxury that these celebrities or other people have, millionaires and people have. You need grit and you need the work hustle. You need that in you because then, let's say it gets tough. Are you still going to keep going? Or are you just like, you know what, this ain't for me because you had one little thing that turned your day around.
Right.
They
you
don't
have to.
They just
and they don't understand because they just see that social media part of it, like, oh, they're good. They have plenty of people because they see you're real with clients or patients coming in or something, and they're not seeing what you did in order to get those bodies in.
They just see the final product. That's it. Just like that's it, and that's all. Like they go on Glam Studios page. Oh, it looks beautiful. The results are amazing. Nobody knows that you work in another job on the side to make sure. Like it just they don't know. We don't talk about
hold this up.
Yeah.
And then it's like to hold this up, you rely on your people to come to their appointments.
Exactly.
So it looks all like, oh, she has her own business. It's so pretty. It's so cute. It's like, not if you ain't here.
That's actually sad. Yeah. It's actually sad.
Yeah. Luckily, I actually started doing. We had a meeting about it and about no call, no show people, and so we started charging a $50. Consult fee, which is like, you know what, keep it low, but keep it serious. Because if you're that taken aback by $50, but you're planning to come get something done, and that $50 gets applied to your treatment, it's a no-brainer. Like, you just give the $50. You're coming in planning on spending much more than that, right? So, it's like it weeds out, and it has worked. Like,
it weeds out the people that are med spa hopping, price hopping, matching whatever, like
calling to see if you have a Groupon or if you have a deal or something like that. This isn't about a deal.
Even with like the questions in my DM for certain things, I'm like, I don't do DM consultations. You can ask me one question, maybe two. After that second question, I'm sending the link that says book the consultation. I'm not doing consultations in the DM. I love y'all so much. The consultations
it took
in the
me
DM
so long to get there because you just
want,
also
sometimes you're also people pleasers, and it's like, well, you could do this, you could do that, and it's like, okay, now multiply that by 10 people. How much time did I just freaking waste?
Right. And sometimes you have the time at home and you just happen, you're like, bored,
you caught me,
and then you open one and you're like, oh, let me, meh. And then it's like, but that boundary don't get set. You have to like.
Yeah, and Roy has actually helped me with that because he's like, just because they just sent you the message doesn't mean you have to answer it right now. And I was like, you're right.
I take a step from that
because it feels like you text me, I have to text you right now. You're like, it's just I'm going to be responsive. Yeah, but no, right now I'm doing something, and what you ask me doesn't have to get addressed right now. It can wait. And if you're sending me a DM at 7-8 o'clock at night in regards to a service, I will answer you tomorrow morning.
If you text me at 10 o'clock at night, I'm sleeping because I've had a full day
of being on.
Right? You're on.
Your face better be gray.
Yeah. Like, you're blind.
10
like,
p.m.
what's going on?
But, so, you text me at 10 p.m. Now, when I get up at 5 and I'm riding on my bike, now texting you.
Do
you like that? I am at 5 a.m.
Do you like that? No, don't text me at 10.
You don't want me to text you at 5 a.m.?
I stopped getting notifications anyway. I think
I set it up.
My phone goes to like sleepy.
I don't want no. I don't want nothing.
No.
Yep.
Especially when I first wake up, because that's my me time.
Yes.
Right.
But no, it's just, no, seriously.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely helped me with boundaries of like, you don't have to reply to every single message. And then, no, it's like, I have the nurse page, and then, you know, you got the podcast page, and sometimes the questions are coming from all of the pages, and it's like, okay, I'll get to them in a second. Nobody's dying. Not right now. These are just, what kind of sunscreen you like?
Which begs the question, though. You know what? Have you come across any like passer outers injecting yet, like filling?
Not
like full
quite.
passing out.
No, almost, but not there.
Well, I have encountered a handful.
Okay,
and now I know who they are. And now, not that it stops them from coming.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah,
open the window. Keep the door open.
Bring a banana.
But I schedule them longer appointments.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, but that, you know, imagine being a new nurse out of school, and a patient, all of a sudden you're in the middle of injecting, and they just go gray, and you could see the beads, and they're like, oh, I feel like something. It's like, do you just lay the bed back real quick, throw some ice packs down their chest, and try to continue injecting as long as they stay still? Or are you like, should we call 911?
Right.
What's going on? Are you doing a pulse check? Like,
with no pulse check.
Literally.
They're calling 911 with no pulse check.
It's
because they're going to freak out.
Right. Like, seeing that can be scary, even when you're always like, ugh. But to jump in and handle it right away, like that presentation doesn't like shake me like that. No, I feel like you just go into that mode.
You do,
and handle it.
You do. I had two situations like you actually unlock the memory, because you know we just, as nurses we just do shit and then we forget about it
because there's so much of it. We get used to it. To us, it's like nothing.
It's too much shit. One, it was both IV hydration situations. One, put an IV in. She looked at it. Went out. Okay, not a problem. Gonna take it out, gonna get you up, whatever. She's fine. The other one was an allergic reaction. And I was there alone, and this is not an ER setting, and there's not oxygen set up, and there's not all of these things, and there's not a team of, hey guys, I need help in here. It's me.
Right. I need Benadryl, I need prednisone.
And the patient in the chair. And I walk around the corner, and I hear her say, oh, I feel funny. As soon as she's like, my heart. God. I was like, what do you mean you feel funny? And I hit the corner and diaphoretic. And all right, pull the chair out, whatever. You go into action. You don't even think about it.
You just start doing.
I'm like, I need you to keep talking to me. Can you swallow anything? Because I only had PO Benadryl. I didn't have fucking IV Benadryl. Yes, I'm like, keep talking to me. Can you swallow a pill? I'm like, here.
Literally.
I'm like, every pen in the back pocket if I need it. I'm like, all right, airway's good. Let me give you normal saline. Maybe you had it. But I managed that entire thing completely by myself. And I knew that I already had in my head, if this happens, I'm calling 911. If this happens, I'm hitting the EpiPen and calling 911. Right. It's already, I'm programmed.
Right, you're confident to already do that. You don't think, you just do.
And that's a trauma
alert. Right. You're like, this is what it is. Dude, you just start doing it. You
just do it because you are trained to do it.
And there's not time to be like, oh, I wonder.
Right.
Right.
I had another client that was also supposed to be coming in at the same, like a couple minutes after her, and I'm like, fuck. So I call her.
Of course,
and
you're like, well,
exactly. I'm like, fuck. So I'm getting her. She's settled. So I call the other client. I was like, hey, I have a situation here. I have an allergic reaction. I'm going to reschedule your appointment to whatever. Cool, fine. She calls me that night to check on me, the client that I had to reschedule. Because, you see the clients all the time. You develop a friendship. She calls me. She was like, I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. And I said, yeah, I'm fine. She was like, and also, I don't know what voice that was that came out of you. I think that was ER mouth. But that was pretty badass. And I would like to add you to my emergency contact. She was like, I never even heard that tone come. I'm like, it's just a different part of me.
I can't.
That no matter what happens, no matter how far removed I am, you can just jump back into that skill set. And
are you her fucking power of attorney now?
It's like, that's what I fucking say now. But she was like, that was awesome. I kind of wanted to be there to watch you. It's like, it wasn't awesome for me. But I knew what to do.
Right.
And I don't know if without that experience, I probably would have just would have called 911. I probably would have just called 911.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Or stuck myself with the EpiPen, because that also happens a lot with the newbies. I was training somebody in the school as a school nurse. Oh. She fucking there.
No!
She stuck herself.
I gave her the tester to test. I don't know why she put the tester down to grab the real thing.
Okay, well, what's the outcome?
She stuck herself and went to go to the ER. I was like, I got my day. I gotta go. You gotta go to the ER, boo.
You didn't watch what happened? Unravel.
I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I got shit to do.
I wouldn't know what actually would really happen, but
she was like, my heart was like it's racing. I bet it does. Yeah. Nope. She was fine.
I took meth, I guess. I don't know.
She was fine.
I feel like.
But again, in that moment, there was another nurse there. She was like, yeah, I can tell you've been doing this for a while. Yeah. I'm just, things don't, it doesn't, not many things excite me. Mm-hmm. We done seen some things. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, okay, cool.
Seen some things. And it jades you to.
It does.
It jades you to a fault in some situations. But at least when you can recognize when you need to do something.
Well, like, oh shit, this is serious.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And I don't know, again, if you would get that without experience. Because how would you know?
Exactly.
You wouldn't.
Even thinking about some of the people that were in my class, 18, 19 years old, with no working experience at all, and going into a hospital. Is just as scary. I'm like, I had a leg up. I feel like I grew up in the hospital. I've been working in the hospital since I was 19 years old.
I feel like we've been had some years on.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like I grew up there, and I can think of people that were in. I'm like, I graduated nursing school 10 years ago. I can think of people that I graduated with who are not working or who have never worked as a nurse, and they were 4.0 students, but they could not apply it in the real world.
Yeah,
because they never even had real world experience. They grew up in a bubble. They all went to the same school. They all went, and then they get thrown into the hospital, and it's like, oh, people yell. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They do, especially if you start in the ER.
Imagine going to nursing school and just not working as a nurse.
That's
all that time.
Girl.
Somebody
find something you like. You better find something you like.
We had to drop her outer in our senior level, and we were all trying to be like, girl, no, please. Don't.
You even put so much work in already.
Just do this last part.
She just didn't want to?
Mm-mm. She just didn't. She didn't even fail out. She just didn't.
Oh, girl. It's just there's so much we can do.
And the outcome is strange, so I won't get into it.
We'll talk off camera.
The outcome was strange.
Yeah, tell me that Philly influencer off camera, too.
Oh, yeah, because, I was like, oh, she's fine, whatever. And then I saw that, and I was like, bitch, you going to pay your deposit. Mm-hmm. That's it. And there's a lot of places that require you to pay for the full service up front. We can't do that because I don't know how many units you're going to need. Right. People come in, they decide they want something else later.
Right.
Whatever.
And it's if people come in and they have the hour, sometimes it's because I do all the skin there. Mm-hmm. So if they come in and say, oh, I have XYZ this weekend, can we do something else? I'm like, we'll just do a little derm peel. We'll do a little whatever. You got to kind of have that to offer.
So we can't say, all right, you're going to pay this $1,200 up for it. That might be your bill.
We don't know what you're going to get.
You don't know. Like you just said, oh, I have an event. Okay, well, I'm not going to put needles in your face because I don't want to bruise you. Let's go do this instead.
But let's do something else.
We can do lasers today. We can do whatever.
That's where I feel like the $50 is all right.
That's why that shouldn't make or break. Yeah, that shouldn't make or break the decision. Whether you're
nothing there costs $50.
Not a thing. Not a thing. I actually said that the other day. I was like, I don't got nothing to offer less than $100. So if you can't pay the consultation fee, which is about $50, that's coming off your service. I'm not trying. I promise you, I'm not trying to be rude. But there's nothing else for us to talk about.
And do you both offer products for after? Mm-hmm. And none of them cost $50.
None.
Nothing.
Not you even, can't get a cleanser.
You might be able to wash your face.
That's it.
For
about 40 something. I'm like 42, 48.
I might be able to wash your face for 48. But at the same time, it's we don't make the prices sometimes. Patients, especially if you're getting treated with injectables or skin procedures, right? Those things cost money. There's consumables that people don't think about. Mm-hmm. Each time you open a little skin pen thing, It comes with the tip. It comes with the glide. Those are consumables. You know what? Gauze, alcohol pads, saline, cleanser, all the sponges, and the headband, and everything that goes into it seems so stupid, but it's like people get about, pricing and this and this and that. It's like you're not understanding the full thing. It's not just the treatment, which in itself also
has its own cost.
Inclusive of my time has its own cost.
We didn't add on the time.
Correct.
Of our cost.
And there's overhead, and there's back bar products that I'm using here right now. And it all ties into it.
It's a whole thing. It's not like.
So then when you offer you talk about products afterwards. The products aren't cheap, unfortunately.
The service that you got
some
today
of them are
wasn't
moderate.
cheap.
Yeah, and there's some. Luckily, I have full control of what we carry, skincare wise, and I really cherry pick from a couple lines of things that I know that I believe in, and I've had people try, and that there's science behind it. So anything that's in that closet is because I believe that it should be there because I've seen positive results. But the pricing, it's we can't control that. We don't control it. I can't help you. I do a monthly skin promo, and that's to try to give everybody a chance to get a little break to try this and this and that. I'll give a little sample thing, but I can't recommend this vitamin C or retinol from Target that is equal to what I'm selling in my office.
Because it doesn't exist.
Because it isn't real.
It's not real.
Because it isn't real. Yeah. And I don't think that there's lines out there that don't fall in that decent spectrum where it's run of the mill, do that then do nothing, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Not a hater to
but you're not,
any little things.
You're not going to get corrective skincare from Sephora.
Correct.
I said you're not going to get corrective skincare from Sephora. Sephora is for the girls who already have beautiful skin.
Right. So it's you get what you pay for. Even if you get a couple good actives in, people don't understand. They think, you're trying to do a 12-step skincare routine. I'm not. Most people don't enjoy that. I'm get a couple heavy hitters, AM, PM, eye cream, SPF. Done. We can revisit other things, a treatment here and there.
You can always add, but it's have a good cleanser, have a good moisturizer, wear your SPF every day.
Or if you're one of those genetic lottery winners, keep washing with Dove and putting on Vaseline. You look great. I don't know how, but stay
it works
blessed.
For you. Leave me alone.
Because I wish. It's
because if I did that,
it's expensive and time consuming for me to just walk out the door looking like I have a pulse and feeling
literally
okay. Yeah. So there's a spectrum, without question.
No, seriously.
I one of my part-time is at an aesthetic center, so I work the front desk and checking people in and out, checking someone out who just spent close to $2,000 on her skin, and she was recommended a certain product. I won't name the product, but I'm sure you are familiar with it, and it's $200 a bottle, and she's like, "No, you just spent close to $2,000.
I know.
And I understand
I do get it.
I get it.
Because I'm honest with people. I'm if I wasn't in this industry, I probably wouldn't be doing a lot of the things that I'm doing because it is expensive.
It's very expensive. Yeah.
I'm going to die here. It is.
I have to now.
I have to.
I got to keep up with all of this. I tried Dysport for the first time, by the way, and I am frozen right now, and I fucking love it.
I love that.
Do you like it over
I love
Botox?
It. I've used in the past, and I really, really like that. But this is my first time with Dysport.
I did 2 trials with it,
and you were.
I do. I favor Dysport these days. I've done Botox Dysport. That one, no. The other one, no. The other one,
yeah.
No. In my opinion, just from experience, just from what I like in my hands, Botox Dysport are king. I don't see the reason to bring on a whole lot other, as far as neurotoxins go. I've done trials, I've gotten mixed reviews, so I'm why I don't want to keep inventory that could potentially expire because there's so much inventory here. I think that's why I like to have my skincare the way that it is. I ain't having every product from every line.
No,
it's too much, and a lot of the things do very similar things, and then I don't feel like being questioned on why would I have
you
this?
You have 4 vitamin C's. Which one should I...
Right.
No,
Exactly. It's all expensive, and it's but to your point, you invested in this, can you invest in the post care like a little bit, because that's
even at least one of those products. I feel like I know which product you're talking about, and I'm like, oh, please get that one.
When you're looking at pictures of before and afters too, I don't think patients realize that the best before and afters are people who are taking care of their skin.
Yes.
They're doing the post care. They're taking that last like little hit on the product to be like, if this is gonna get me there, then I'm doing it.
Yeah,
it's
your home care is even more important than the actual treatment you got. And I'm like, I use the example of you go to the dentist, you get your deep clean twice a year, once a year, whatever you do. You still brush your teeth every day, right? So if you come to me and you get a laser,
genius to say.
If you come to me and get a laser treatment, you still have to wash your face and get good products, and then I'll see you again next month.
And that's what I tell people about SPF. I say, well, I hope you don't leave your house without brushing your teeth. Let's start there.
Let's hope.
So as long as you're a person that doesn't leave your house without brushing your teeth,
don't worry about it.
I think an ultimate way to think of SPF is it should be like brushing your teeth. If the sky is black, are you still brushing your teeth? Yes. So put that on your face.
It's
so disregarded as a part of anti-aging. And in fact, it's one of the most important, if not the most important.
It's not sunny, or I'm inside.
Right.
Plants grow. Don't plants grow inside? Right. That means they're getting some
hot
rays.
And young forever is like not compatible with the elements. You need some shit. You can't just like roll down the earth and think that you're.
And for a lot of us, we had to undo the shit that we did in our 20s and early 30s. We didn't know what we didn't know. Like you couldn't tell me that
I knew what I knew.
Apricot scrub, yes.
You couldn't tell me that the St. Ives scrub wasn't top tier, okay?
Noxzema, we were rich. You Duracell, like fuck that with like a fresh roll of like cotton rounds.
Like you couldn't tell me nothing at Farmore.
Don't tell me nothing at Farmore. I was there filling my basket.
Scrub a dub, bitch. And now we know better. But you have to invest in whatever it is service you're getting. Whatever service they get from you, I'm sure that there is something that they should be doing at home to keep up optimal results.
And I don't try to beat them over the head with non-invasive body sculpting post-care. But when they come in, how are you doing with your diet? I say, I don't like the word diet, but you know what I mean. How are you doing with your water?
Right.
Are you working out? What's your activity? I mention these things. I'm not saying you better be doing these things, but I'm saying
optimal.
Right.
Yeah. Like, do you want
in order to see these results? What are you doing on your part, right? Because you could get really good results in one session. You want to keep them,
but you're going to go to Burger King when you leave here.
Are you leaving here and getting a cheesesteak?
Yeah.
Right.
Excuse me. Are you leaving here and getting like
your meal prepping for the week? Like what are you doing?
And like working out some and.
You're not going to make me responsible for everything. You come here because I'm your service provider. Right. However, you need to go do the things at
People
home.
get one treatment, and it's like, whether it's like IPL or a peel, these are like two of the biggest things where you can say it until you're blue in the face, literally. You will need multiple treatments. This is built in a series. I cannot, all that brown pigmentation, all those they didn't get there in one day. Exactly. I can't take them in one day.
That was several summers.
And it's still like you'll get like that first result and it's all nice and crusty and like you get a decent clearance. And then there's still the shadow of pigmentation remaining because we're like human and we live above ground. Sessions. So, and then it's the, I still have this spot here. I don't know that it worked. I still have we haven't done the second treatment yet. We haven't, and what are you using? You'll never, and then they'll do the second one, and it's like, well, I didn't get the crusting that I got the first time. Because we cleared, we cleared the first treatment. You're like, please.
Like your first chemical peel. You're never gonna peel the way you peeled after your first chemical peel.
I've yet to find the silver bullet. I wish I did, but I don't have it. I don't have that one time. This is what it is, and you're gonna be hot forever.
People come in and it's like, I'm only gonna do this, and I'm gonna try this because they already come in that they don't want you to sell them on something. Yeah, I'm selling you, but I'm also selling you on the truth because the results you want are not going to be achieved with this one visit. It's not.
And they walked in your door for a reason.
Right. Because people do their research.
You want to hear, you know, and that goes for regular life, you know. You hear people tell you advice and shit, you're like, I don't want to hear it. But if you were compelled to come into an aesthetic practice of any sort, wouldn't you just take the advice of the provider? Like, if I go to my breast surgeon, which I just did on Monday night, like, and I, of course, had, like, my own ideas, were different than his, but at the end of the day, I'm like...
You trust that he's the professional.
You do whatever you want to do. My boob is now half yours, however you see fit. I do that, and whatever you tell me to do after is what I'm going to do. Because I want the optimal results.
I don't know more than you. I'm coming to you because you're the expert. I'm coming to you because it's what you do. Yeah, so you tell me what to do and I'm going to do it.
I'm so not a salesman. I hate asking. I hate talking about money. I hate all of that. Unfortunately, it's like a little bit part of the job. And I try to like weasel around it as much as I can. But it's like,
because you can only tell somebody so much.
Right. And
how much is that going to cost?
You know, does this really work? And it's like... I wouldn't have this here if I didn't believe in it. I wouldn't do it to myself if I didn't believe in it. This ain't snake oil. It's like, not everything here is right for you, but I can tell you what is, and you can either do it or not. And you can have like optimal injectable results by also taking care of your skin or not. You can ask me
to take care of your skin.
You know,
like before injectables, you gotta take care of your skin.
Everybody thinks Botox filler is gonna fix your skin. It's like, well, if you want me to inject it into like a fucking brown paper bag and look the best it is, best wishes. I hope you like it.
Take care of your skin.
I know, I'm not going to think it's my best work when I see you.
Dumb pictures not going up on Instagram, boo, because you didn't take care of your skin.
It's like, I don't even. And then there's so many people who won't put their pictures. I'm like, but you want to see examples.
I know. But they also don't want you to use their photos.
Right. I'm like, listen, I'm not even good at this, but let me put my little Bobo, low Boujie, pick stitch. That's all I learned. You wanted examples. That's a whole other topic.
No, I know. What is your favorite service to do?
So, highest satisfaction for me would be, I think, filler, and next IPL, because IPL to me is like a little like video game. You could see the reaction as you're doing it. Like you have a patient that's game for like aggressive settings that are like, listen, I can take you there within your parameters, but you have to be willing to go there. And when you see that pigment like instantly darkening and blood vessels just like. That excites me. Because then I know like 7 to 10 days from now it's always like that patient is like, oh my god. And you know, like filler, you're building something right in front of your face. You're like sculpting something. You're looking at something, and
it's instant.
An
instant pop.
Like Botox, you have to like wait for it to marinate. You know, it's like as soon as you put it in, I feel like it's already there. You're like, ooh, it's like placebo.
No, because I'm like, my eyebrows moving. They're fucking moving. You just did my tax an hour ago.
Wait and hope it turns out fucking perfect, and now all your life problems will be solved approximately.
Like, it doesn't matter what I'm going through because I don't look like what I've been through. So it doesn't matter.
Like, I might be having a bad day, but my face ain't. My face ain't.
Somebody said that the other day. They were like, you just look like you don't have a care in the world. I said, Botox. Goals.
I'm an Oscar award-winning actress.
I could cry right now. Like, don't play.
Exactly.
But I'm so happy you came.
Thank you, too. I miss your face in person. This was great.
And like, I got flashbacks of like me. Like, where the fuck is Stacey today? Is she working? Oh, she's at the desk. We're always at the desk chit-chatting and not doing our jobs.
Flashbacks of me, like, not calling the correct transport for, like, stroke patients on TPA.
Fun times.
Hashtag.
They kept us for so many years.
Listen, I don't know how I made it through the rough times. There was, like, a helicopter call and, like, a wheelchair van sent for a TPA patient, but they brought me on as a nurse. See? I was in like CCP taking basic math. I'm like, I don't know what TPA is. I call them, I'm like, yeah, no, basic wheelchair, fine. I had to go to Temple and
oh my god, do you remember who the charge nurse was?
No, but I remember who the nurse was, and he was like, are you fucking kidding me? Now I gotta take a cab back from Temple. all right, well, you're getting on break for like an hour.
For real. 12-hour shift. We never get breaks. You're welcome.
I told you she was on TPA. I said, what the fuck
I don't know what that means.
I'm in basic math at CTP. Like, I'm just trying to send somebody to fucking CAT scan.
Unit clerks, whatever, with no, like, medical experience. Don't give me letters. I don't know what that means.
Like, I have snacks to offer. Oh, it's like a very high risk. Like, if a patient's having a stroke, it just dissolves, like, every clot. Even little ones that don't need to be dissolved. So, very high risk to bleed out and go south. So, if you're not in, like, a fully stocked, like, crash code, like, type ambulance, you have to be on a monitor. And I called a wheelchair van, like, as if you were just like picking up my mom for dialysis. You need to be on, like,
a wheelchair van is literally a cab ride. It's not, they're not set up with equipment to do anything but transport from point A to point B.
I survived that.
So
somehow.
you probably needed like a nurse.
I think that attests to my personality. I'm gonna go ahead and say people must like me.
Because I remember passing my boards and going into my nurse manager's office and being like, Lori, I passed, can you give me a job? She's like, yeah, just applied. I'm like, she's not going to hire me. I've fucked up so many times. It's never going to happen. Nope, got the interview, started working like a week later. Like, it was super easy. But I said the same thing. I was like, oh, y'all like me. Because I'd be fucking up.
Oh, mine had to break my balls a little bit.
Y'all like me. And y'all know that I will take this serious. But I'm
like, you're a worker. They've seen us work.
You can pick up the phone. I'm going to the bathroom. Like, you can pick up the phone. When I was a unit
clerk. They basically had no choice.
Literally.
We were there. We brought some other kind of flair. We brought snacks. We brought entertainment. But we also worked our balls off. I'm sorry. We did. Yeah. We worked. And we were doing other shit at the same time.
We had fun and we worked.
They knew we had work ethic, whether we're a little crazy or not.
Got hired regardless. And when it was time for the interview, I came. I showed up professional and everything. And they were the ones being unprofessional. They're like, not you coming in shoes and like a slacks. I'm like, well, this is a proper interview and I am applying for my first nursing job. So yeah, although you guys know me, I'm still going to present as a professional. And
come in like a scrub.
Yeah, like y'all see me on my worst days with one eyeshadow after the Christmas party, like, you know, all of the things.
And be prepared to continue to see me at those worst days.
Absolutely.
In the role of a nurse.
This is just today. That's it.
In the role of a nurse, though.
Any closing statements you would like to say?
I would like to say that I am just so glad that we finally decided to do this. It's like, I feel like we came up together in the trenches of
literally
being the worst unit clerks ever.
We should get a sign.
And
you think Torso will put a sign in their new ER for us?
I feel like, why can't there be a plaque next to like the Daisy Award to be like
the worst, the best and the worst
award? But they brought snacks and stories. But it's always been a thing with me and you. We always got along. We always shared the same sense of humor, and we came up together with the same kind of goals in mind, but never as like dreamers. It was like we were dogs, we were working, we did it together. When you started, I was like, fuck yeah.
No,
you were the person that like, and that's why we talked so much about it. And the first thing I said, you'd get involved, join Injector's Gone Wild, like, do this shit, come to these events. Because I know you, I know that about you, I know you're a worker, and that you're doing it seriously or doing it the right way.
Like, you know, I wasn't doing this to be cute. Like, no, I really want to do this.
Right. So I'm just grateful to have somebody that I can, you know, tell these stories and remember we came up together. Now we're doing the same shit. You're far surpassing me because I am when it comes to that shit. But that's okay. That's just my thing. I like pen and paper. I don't know. I'm like old, but I was very glad to do this and to see you and to meet you and to come into your space. And it was really nice to have a little like vent.
Yeah, it's like a little therapy.
I feel like I minded my manners a little bit too.
Good, you did good. You did great.
So for anyone just listening, so not seeing the visual of this, you already know. Oh
God, you gotta watch the visual.
You already know Mel is fabulous. You already know. But Stacey, your skin is flawless.
Oh my God,
it's flawless.
No, literally, I was like, I don't even see a fucking pore.
Oh, me, my birthday should have been in a fight. I'm on many prescription topicals right now. Thank you.
Looks good.
I think they're working.
You're a product of your product. So, great skin.
Oh, there you go.
That's it.
You have gems
You
today.
know, I'm sharp today. It must have been the shot shot that we took, and then the bubbles, the combination.
Wait, I missed the shot.
Oh, that was from the guest number 1. We can take a shot.
Oh, okay, guest number 1.
We can take a shot.
Sorry.
No, but again, thank you 100 times.
Yes, thanks for having me.
We'll definitely do another episode.
I had no idea what to expect.
That's what I want.
But I knew it would be back. I know if you're involved.
You know, I got you. Mm-hmm. So that is a wrap on this fabulous episode.
Yay.
That's it.
We did it.
Bye.